I'm Shruti Rawat, and I'm actually on Women of AT&T. I'm their National Technology Officer. So we have this great ERG, employee resource group in AT&T that promotes women. And so I have a comment that we all talk about hiring more women, but where are we going to get the women engineers from?
Yeah, there are no women.
Stanford. You better get some more.
So the issue, right? So the issue you were asking earlier, what can we do about it? For me, and I'm actually starting a program called GIFT, is to get more girls into technology starting middle school level. If you reach stats at elementary school level, both girls and boys, they're equally interested in science. Skip that middle school and you reach high school, girls are, there's a stat that says 42% girls, they do AP Calculus. But when we reach college, hardly 0.3% of high school girls today want to enter computer science.
Robin, what happens in...
So Stephanie Boyle, I'm the Ericsson head of the AT&T Foundry, so I'm Soren's peer. So we are a Swedish company, and Swedish companies do definitely value early childhood care for women. And so our Swedish peers often get 2 years maternity leave, and then they come right back into the workforce.
But that hasn't made much difference. I mean, your numbers still aren't great.
Our numbers globally are still not as big as AT&T's. I'm not the best person to speak on it, but you know, there are AT&T's somewhere close to 40, we're somewhere in the 20s, and it does need to be better. But my point is to say that that I think culturally, you know, Nordic companies do better, Nordic cultures do better because they address the healthcare, the childcare issue, and so women do disproportionately, of course, take care of children. But you know, if the society does have means for women not to permanently leave the workforce because they are, you know, basically saddled with the cost or the responsibility of childcare, it does change the complexion.
So, Cara, we need to become Swedes.
Well,
I think
they do have nice
Sweden's
meatballs.
good.
No, I mean, we can address it in any way we want. It's just they pretend it's not an issue, and it's an issue. It's probably the issue is that the child care in our country is inadequate. And by the way, not just for, you know, rich people. Just think of how much technology could we solve issues of poorer women where they have to go down and get food stamps? Why can't that all be in apps and smartphones? Like, who's making those apps for? Like, why do they have to spend waste a day of work that they can't ill afford, leaving the kids? There's all kinds of technology solutions we can do for poorer women who absolutely take the bulk of the child care.
Yeah, there's
issues.
an amazing. I'm Loretta Walker. I have external affairs, employee engagement, and communications for AT&T in the state of California. And when I look at this, some of the information sounds very relevant, but the reality of it is that some of these. I look at our patents. We have 4,900 patents that are directly associated with our female employees. One female has over 100 patents. And when you ask Shelley, you know, how did you get to this number? She talks about the fact that these are things that I needed as a parent and as a female. And so when I think about that, I think about what we're losing when we don't have females at the table. I look at the fact that the pipeline is very relevant. And we have to do some assessing ourselves. We started a program 3 years ago that says that we need to pull females through this process. So we actually identify females that are in the STEM area of our company, and they're meeting with our chairman. They're meeting with the heads of the business units. And by default, the question that you asked about how do you get men engaged, the men are engaged because these females are not bashful. They're talking about real world issues that they're having to deal with. And by default, we're able to address some of the concerns that are stopping a lot of us. And so I think you do. You pull them in one at a time, you focus on what you can focus on, and you try to grow it. I know for a fact that I'm personally engaged with a program that we have at our company that reaches out to at-risk girls to introduce them to STEM. I had a workshop on the 28th of February. And many of them have never been on a computer. And many of them are making choices based on the fact that, oh, I like that dress you have on. What do you do? And you never know when you're impacting someone. And I think that personally, if you want to pull us through the process, you have to reach back and get them.